Hey friends, welcome to the 57th episode of the Sunday Knitting Society podcast. My name is Chelsea and I'm a knitter in Oklahoma City. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're coming back, welcome back. I hope you guys have had a good week. I hope you're gearing up for the holidays. Hope it's not too stressful. Mine's been good. I have to pack today. That is today's goal, is see if I can fit this all in one suitcase. And figure out my knitting that I'm bringing with me, because I have options and I don't want to bring everything. So it is chilly this morning. I had to get my heater fixed yesterday. I got a whole new AC heater unit back in August, which hurt. It was like the week, or like I think I got it like the day before I left for flock, which was just great timing. I'm still paying that one off. But so they put it in, they told me what my filter size is going to be. I bought the filters and then I just kept forgetting to change the filter. And for the first 2 years after they install it, I get free like tune-ups in the winter and the summer. And so the guy came by a couple weeks ago to do my winter tune-up, and I thought, I'm gonna ask him how to replace the filter, because I don't actually know where it goes on this new machine. And so he starts looking at it and he was like, we forgot to put a filter box in, so there's been no filter since August. It's cool, it's fine. And so they came back yesterday to fix it, so I now have a filter box and a brand new filter and a perfectly functioning heater, which is very necessary. But they had to turn my heater off, and like while they worked on it, and my house is cold. It's actually not too bad. I keep my house around 67, 68 because I figure I knit. I've got all the woolies. Why not wear them? So speaking of that, I'm actually only wearing one woolly today. I went to my favorite bakery this morning and they had these croissant sweatshirts and I couldn't help it. There was a few years ago for their birthday party, they gave out like little cards to their regulars. And I got one. I said I was the Harvey's best croissant hype girl. And I feel like that's pretty accurate. So I felt like the hype girl needed a croissant sweatshirt. But it's kind of a weird design. I don't know if their sizing was a little weird. But it's kind of the fit of like a long sleeve t-shirt, but the material of a sweatshirt, which is kind of fun. But it has a really open neck and I was freezing. So I'm wearing, I always forget what this is called, the Shift Cowl by Andrea Mowry. You can see it. I knit this out of Spin Cycle Dyed in the Wool. I don't know what colors. I'm sure it's on my Ravelry. Pretty sure this one was unicorn. But after that, I have no idea. Absolutely. Maybe a ghost ranch in there. I don't know. They don't really go, if I'm being honest. But I don't wear this one a whole lot because I want it to lay flatter and it won't. And that annoys me. So I know some people, because the way you knit this is you knit it like on the bias and then you seam the back up. And some people don't seam as much. So it actually lays more open on the back of the neck. If I ever made this again, I would probably actually make it on a bigger needle. So it was a larger size. And then I would not seam up as much of the back so I could have a better display of all this beautiful color changing yarn, because now it just kind of rolls and I don't love it that much. It does stay in place and it does keep your neck warm, so that's nice. But so yeah, that's what I'm wearing. I was gonna put on some socks and then I forgot. So I just didn't. I have actually started wearing my socks around my house, my hand knit socks, because my house also has a really big crawl space underneath the house, and so the floors are freezing. I really want to make, oh, I forget the name. It's a pattern by Candice, I think. I found the English version. I think it's free. The Doppeltoffler. I don't know what that means in English, but they're slippers that you knit. You like, I'm trying to think how to describe this, but you knit them kind of in two pieces. So you like, you should just look it up. I'll try to find the name and put it in the description box. But you basically felt them, and then you get these like and you like mold them to your foot, and so you have this perfectly customized felted slipper. And I have the yarn for it. It's, where's my hand? It's right there. Do you guys like how my garland also didn't, the tape on it kept slipping, and so it's just hanging there. But I really want to make some of those. I don't have time right now. It's probably gonna be one of the first things I make in January. But y'all, I've been a knitting machine. I need to do whip down videos more often because it has really like galvanized me to finish some of these whips. My goal now, I started with 18 when I did that video. My goal is to end the year below 10, and I think it's doable, maybe. I have a lot of travel time coming up next week, and I also have a lot of just downtime around the holidays, so I think I can do it. But so let's get into it. I have a few FOs. I have a lot of whips. I have some acquisitions. I have a little bit of advent I'm going to share. So get your knitting, get your drink, get cozy. All right, last night I made this. This would kind of always been on my plan to knit because I knew it wouldn't take me very long. But I kind of just found myself needing an easy project. So I knit this in a Christmas movie and a half. Isn't it so cute? This is the basic hat for everyone in Plenty, but I used Wandering Flock worsted in the Celadon colorway, and then I used that little pink pom-pom yarn. Just realizing there's like a loop. That's kind of annoying. I actually made the baby size this time. So I have a physical therapist that I see once a month. He's amazing. At this point, he's kind of working more like a personal trainer and like injury prevention. So I've been working with him for 2 years now, and he's the one who helped me get through the Dopey challenge with no injuries. So thank you, Scott. But he has a little girl, and I made her one of those baby bear hats when she was a newborn, but I'm sure at this point she's grown out of it, and so I thought this would be good for little baby Sophie. So I see him the week after Christmas, and so I figured, I kind of thought when I get back from this trip then I will I'll knit it, but then it literally took me like 3 hours to knit this entire thing, start to finish. So, and it's so soft. The Wandering Flock worsted is extra fine merino. Like, I don't know if this would, I wonder if this would make a good garment because I feel like it would pill like crazy, but it's so soft. But that's the first thing I made. And then I'm gonna just do a recap so you can like understand how amazing this is. So this is my oldest niece's sweater for Christmas. This is the Sibling sweater by Laura Penrose. I made hers out of Trio Held Double, which is Lamb and Kid, and it was in the Topsy colorway. And then this was some Candice Fiber Arts in the Claire colorway, and this was the worsted, and this was the Fingering Held Double because I ran out. So there's hers. I had a similar problem with the younger nieces, and I've shown you guys the body, but I finished it. Ah! Okay, so I ended up using I think this was actually the same color as that hat. This was the Wandering Flock, Euclid. Euclid is the wool wash. What? Celadon. I started using a different speckled that was a lot more neon, but it was giving like Hawaiian shirt in a bad way kind of vibes. And it was just like, you have this cute speckledy thing, and then it was like bang, in your face. And I didn't love that, so I ripped it out. I've actually cast on one of these sleeves 3 times, which was annoying because I'm not good at picking up stitches, and I perfectly picked up the right number with the right spacing. So I did it the first time, and I realized, so you're supposed to pick up at the underarm because you're going to be changing for the stripe at the beginning of round, which would be the underarm, so you don't see it as much. I picked up at the top of the shoulder. And when I got back up there, I was like, oh, you idiot. Now you have to rip it out. So I ripped it out, did it again, knit 5 stripes, realized I did not like the contrast color, ripped it all back out, and did this color, and I love it. I think these are so cute. I also kind of love that the speckle on this one gets heavier as you go down the body. It's like a gradient. I just think that's so cool. So the little nieces are gonna have their matching striped Christmas sweaters, and I'm so excited. This one actually dried pretty quick. I was honestly kind of shocked with how fast it dried. But I also just think these are going to be such like a good reflection of their personalities, which is fun. And hopefully they'll get some wear out of it. So my oldest niece is about to turn 7. I'm not ready for that, y'all. So I made her, I think, the 6, 7, and she is, like I think I said before, she's a string bean. Like she every pediatrician visit for like 2 years, she was the same weight, but a different height. And so her pediatrician joked like, okay, your goal this year is to gain weight. And she did. But she's just like long and skinny, and the 3-year-old is still a 3-year-old, so she's still kind of got her cute little pudgy baby fat. But so she has not hit her growth spurt yet. I forgot where I was going with this. Oh yeah, so the 6-year-old, I did the 6 to 7, but I just added some length to it. And then the 3-year-old, I did the second size, which I think is like 3 to 4. And I also added a little bit of length to it. Because I figure they can roll the sleeves up, and if it's just long on their body, that as they get taller, it'll be the right height. So hopefully they get more wear out of it than just 1 year. Whew. Okay, so that's it for my FOs. Forget what these are called. It's like I haven't podcasted before. I love coffee. Also, okay, I got my nails done yesterday. I love my nail lady. Her name's Kayla. She is not leaving the country in January, which, I mean, her family's coming over later, so she gets to see her family, which I'm happy about. But it means I don't have to find a new nail tech for the whole month of January, and I'm excited about that. But she convinced me, they have this new stuff that's like magnetic polish, and you just put it on top of your normal polish, and it was just so fun. She was also very nice, because I only booked a manicure, and as I was like getting ready to go, I realized how awful my pedicure, I haven't gotten a pedicure since the summer, and it looked bad. And I got there and was like, can you add on a pedicure? She's like, oh yeah, no problem. And she did a great job. So I've got my Christmas nails, and it's fun. Okay, where should I start? I have 4 whips, and one of them is new, but one of them is for the airplane, and also it had to happen. Okay, so the first one is in my cute little strawberry fat squirrel bag. This has been my purse knitting. This is my Musselburgh. So I've added color number 2. I am making this just to be a single fold, or no fold, just a single. I have a ponytail, so it's kind of hard to get on. And it's gonna have, this is where it'll flip but this is not a great look. But I finished, yeah, the one side. Now I'm on to the second. I also remembered, so this one is Squish Fingering from the Farmer's Daughter Fibers in the Elk Antler colorway. And this gray, gray is Chelsea Luxe, and it's charcoal. So this is just easy. This actually went way faster than I thought it would. So this is probably coming with me on my trip, just because I can like whip through it super fast, I think. And it doesn't, the only downside is it's dark. And so airplanes nowadays, like when you get on there, if it's like anywhere near morning or evening, they turn the lights off on the plane. And I know they probably do it just to kind of make people sleepy so they're not as rambunctious on the airplane, which is smart. But it also means you can't see as well. So if I slip a stitch or drop a stitch, it's going to be slightly more problematic if it's dark. I do have those like around the neck lights, and I'm probably going to bring them. So maybe I can just have that in case I need it. But yeah, so this is probably coming. Hopefully, this is one of the things I hope to finish before the end of the year. And I think it's doable because it's just stockinette until I get to a certain point and then I start decreasing. So we'll see. But this is one of the things I would like to get done before the end of the year. Oh, I found my readers. They're in the bottom of this bag. Let's see. So the other one I would like to get done. Oh, I punched it. I would like to get done before the end of the year. I haven't shown this on here since the whip down episode, but this is my Auntie's cowl. So this is a big, you knit it in the round and then you seam it together at the end. It's 3 repeats. So you go from these little arrows up into this, and then this starts the second repeat, and I'm almost to the end. I'm like at this point. So I have these 2 motifs left, and I'm done with repeat number 2. And then I think it's 7. There's 7 things in here. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, there's 7 motifs in a repeat. And I don't think I'm going to take this with me on the trip, just because it is a color work chart, and it's actually 3 colors. So I don't know if it, yeah, I printed off the pattern page that just has the chart on it. And I don't know where the other stuff went, but I think almost all these colors are like one-off, so you can't get them anymore. But this was my main color from Farmer's Daughter Fibers. My spin cycle is Melancholia. It's dyed in the wool. Yeah. And then there's this one, nope. So the bag I'm using is the same color, and everything gets like hidden in it. Yeah, so then there's this really dark navy that you just add in little blips. But I just think this might be a bit much to bring on an airplane, and also a bit much to work on when I have people around me I'm trying to interact with. Plus, once I finish it, you have to block it before you join it. And so that kind of needs, I don't know, I think my goal is to work on this today and tomorrow. So Saturday and Sunday, and get as much done on it as I can. Monday's probably going to be hectic. I don't know if I'll have a lot of time for knitting on Monday, and then we leave on Tuesday. So, and then, yeah, then I'll have a few days before the end of the year when I'm back. So I just want to see how far I can get on it this weekend, and see if this might be my first thing I finish next year, you know, what is that, like Wednesday? So we'll see, but I would really like, I'm like, I can feel the end in sight. I could get like, I don't know if I could do that much knitting in a weekend, but I'm going to try. It's so soft. It's so nice. It's been sitting in with purgatory for so long. It just needs to get finished. Also, these are my little needle stoppers from my botanical yarn outfit, and I just think they're so cute. So yeah, this is one I would like to finish before the end of the year, but this weekend I think will tell me how realistic that is. I also like when I'm starting, like before a big thing, like a trip or whatnot, I get a little anxious and I have a hard time sitting. Like I just need to do something, or I need to be looking something up on my phone, or I need to be like planning something. And so it's hard to like get stuck into a project when your brain is like on other things. So I don't know if that's going to be doable to finish a lot of it this weekend, but I'm going to try. If I can get that one done before the end of the year, that will be like, that will be a win. Okay, 2 more whips, but we need a coffee break. All right, so this one I put in my Fat Squirrel Christmas bag, our holiday bag. This one, let me get it oriented right. So this is my Marseille sweater, and I'm so excited about it because it has a collar. Okay, so this one is a PetiteKnit pattern. I'm using Explore Knits and Fibers, Rocky's DK, in the Gum Wall and Pike Place colorway, and I love it. So I had gotten to about here. I haven't done much on the body. I was probably about here, and then I got the yarn for my staff and sweater, and it was a test, so I really needed to get it done. So this kind of went on hold. I might have blocked it. I don't think I did. I didn't block it. But I decided to come back and add the collar first before I joined the yarn back for the body, because I think these kind of drop shoulder sweaters just don't look like sweaters until they have a collar. I also did not follow the pattern on this. Ooh, sorry. Like a giant party bus just rolled by. It's not even 9 in the morning. I guess it's just 9 in the morning. So she has you use a tiny needle, which, okay, in hindsight, my needle was only half a size bigger, so not that tiny. But she's used a 2.5, US 2.5, and has you pick up, I think, 1 stitch for every single one around here. And I'm just like, that's too many. That it was supposed to be, for my size, it was gonna be like, I just felt like it was gonna make the collar way too loose. So I just did my own thing. I just went through and picked up how I saw fit, and I think it worked out perfect. I tried it on. It is like loose and stretchy. It's definitely one that will get bigger when I block it, which is kind of what I want because it's just a little too snug right now. But then I joined the body back. If I have a picture, I think I did take a screenshot. There's a brand, I'm gonna mispronounce it because I always want to overpronounce it. Laline? I don't know. But they have these beautiful striped sweaters, and I had one of them because Target did a collaboration with them a few years ago, and I love that sweater, and that's kind of what I was basing this on, is trying to recreate that sweater. But they have one that's very similar to this, and so if I have it, I'll put a photo up here. But this is like, oh, it's oversized. I'm gonna make it long. I'm debating on a split hem or not. I can see the merits of a split hem, but I also I just don't know if I care enough to try to do a split hem. So we'll see. But this is coming with me on my trip. This and all of its lovely fringe. Because I want to get it done, and I feel like it kind of matches my niece's sweaters. But this is one I want to finish before the end of the year. That's a big ask because I still have like up to 10 inches left on the body if I want to make it long. And that's just a lot of knitting. And it's all stockinette, so I could bring this on the plane. This could be a very easy plain knitting. The only downside is it's bulky. So it might end up going in my suitcase, and then it could be my project that I work on while we're at the rental house. But I don't know if I can finish it while we're there, but maybe I can get it close enough that I can finish it when we get back. I don't know. That's what I really want to try to finish before the end of the year, though. If not, before the end of the year, like first thing in the new year. I'm not doing a New Year's Eve cast on this year because I'm going to be traveling on New Year's Eve and because I have so many whips. But I did cast on one other, also PetiteKnit pattern, and it just, when all the pieces clicked together, it was like, oh my gosh, this is perfect. So I'm making, let me put my coffee down and just show you. I'm making the hipster hat. It's not very exciting right now because this is it. That's all I got. But I got this yarn at Flock. It's this beautiful golden greeny brown, and I feel like it just looks really good with my eyes, and it just called to me and I needed it. And the colorway is called Fireheart, which at the time meant absolutely nothing to me, but I kind of forgot about it. It was just sitting on my shelf, and about a month ago, I started reading the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas, and now that name makes sense. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'd actually already pulled that yarn out to start making, because I had planned, I was like, this is the hat I want to make with this yarn. And then it, like, I looked at the colorway name and it was like, oh, I get it now. But don't give me any spoilers. I have finished the first 3 books and I don't remember what they're called because I'm reading on a Kindle. So I actually bought all 8 books on one book on a Kindle. And so it's just got them start to finish every single book, which is slightly confusing because there's not, I wish Kindle would, like on my phone Kindle app, I wish there was an organization where you could like, what's the word I'm looking for? Like hide and like show the chapters, because I would like to just be able to see all the titles in a row, but you have to scroll through all the chapters to get to the next title. But I read the first 3 books, amazing. And then a friend said I should go back and read Assassin's Blade before I finish the rest of the books. So that's where I'm at. We're reading Assassin's Blade. Are there 8 books or are there 7 books? Now that I'm thinking, maybe I've read the first 4 books. Shoot. No, I think I've only read the first 3. So I'm gonna go read I just started Assassin's Blade and I absolutely love it. I will say too, when I started reading A Court of Thorns and Roses, which I have not finished because I get halfway through the 3rd book and I chicken out and I stop reading because I'm just so afraid she's going to kill off one of my favorite characters. Even though I've asked people and they've reassured me that my favorite characters do not die, I still just, like, I can't. It's stressing me out so much, so I haven't made it past halfway through the 3rd book. But when I started reading that series, it was cracking me up because I swear the first half of the 1st book is Beauty and the Beast fan fiction. It's hilarious. And so, but then I heard that Throne of Glass series is kind of like a weird riff on Cinderella, but Cinderella's an assassin. And I haven't seen the tie-in as much with this one. Like, it definitely didn't make me think Cinderella at all when I was reading it, but it is kind of funny to me that, like, what other Disney princess can she make books off of? But anyway, so this is going to be my plain knitting. I have a lot of plain knitting, but this seems easy. It's 2x2 rib. What I really liked about this hat was the brim, or not the brim. The brim? No, what's the word I'm looking for? The crown decreases. That's what I'm looking for. Sorry, it's like, what on earth did you do? My gosh. Okay. Nope, that made it worse. Okay, we're tangled. It's a tangled mess. That's gonna drive me crazy. I've got to figure that out. Okay. But I really like the crown decreases on this one. They're very like symmetrical and I like that. But I also just, like, I don't want it to have a lot of extra length at the top. I have heard or like seen a lot of comments that this pattern has 4 sizes in it, but it only has 2 stitch counts. And I think my guess is that you knit to different lengths for each size. So my thought is if they're all going to stretch a certain amount anyway, if you don't have a lot of length, you can't really stretch it as far. But if you have more length, you can stretch it more and it'll kind of shrink down. So I'm guessing that's where she's getting the different sizes. But it is a little confusing and I don't feel like I've seen it really addressed by her anywhere. So just be aware that it is in 4 sizes from like kid to man, or like adult large, whatever. But the adult sizes are the same stitch count for the both hats. So there's that. But yeah, I like the look of it. I like that it's a double fold. Lolly and I have been taking more walks lately, and it is frigid, and I've been able to do most of them when it's not super windy or cold, but I feel like we're getting into that weather where I'm not going to be able to avoid it any longer. And most of my hats are not double fold because I generally don't like that, but I feel like I need it for these walks. So that's kind of the thought behind it, is like, let's make myself some warmer hats for dog walks. Okay. Kind of going quick through this, but I'm done with all my whips. That's it. Well, there's other whips obviously, but I haven't made any progress on them, so there's no point in showing them. Okay. I should also say for this trip, so there's at least 1 sweater, 2 hats, maybe just 1 hat. I don't know. I think there's 2 hats and 1 sweater. Maybe just maybe 1 hat, maybe definitely 1 sweater, definitely 1 hat, maybe 2 hats. But there's a small part of me that is afraid that in the craziness of the holiday travel, airlines or the TSA might try to take away my knitting needles. That's never happened to me in the US before, but there's always like in the back of your head. And I've kind of joked before about having an emergency crochet project, and I actually have a crochet blanket project right now. It's a single crochet, like moss stitch blanket, and I'm debating bringing that with me too, because at least then I would have an emergency crochet project, because nobody's taken away my crochet hook. I hope. We will see. It depends on how much room I have in my luggage, in all honesty, because I'm bringing probably 2 sweaters. Definitely my Staffen sweater. Maybe I have a sweatshirt I bought. This is favorite daughter. We're traveling with my sister, so I kind of want to wear that just to be funny. But I might have 2 sweaters. I might have sweatshirts. We're not really going anywhere, so I'll have a pair of jeans if we do a hike or something, but like mostly I'm just wearing comfy cozies on this trip. But I also have gifts that have to make it in my suitcase and lots of extra things, because yeah, coordinating the like groceries for this trip has been a little hectic. Not bad. We're mostly doing like a Walmart grocery pickup, but then I keep adding more things that we need to stop and do on Christmas Eve. It's gonna be great. But some of the stuff is gonna have to go in my suitcase on the way out, so that I just know, because like we're gonna be in a rental house and I don't know how well stocked the kitchen is. It looks like it's pretty well stocked, but like as far as like tools. But I bought myself a miniature rolling pin. It's like a little it's like for fondant, I think. It's a little acrylic or like plastic rolling pin, but it's 13 inches. And I just thought that's a good travel rolling pin, because that's probably something a rental house wouldn't have. And we're making cookies and other goodies. Anyway, I'm rambling. Okay, I'm gonna go through some acquisitions. I have 1 acquisition. Ha! We're getting better. And then I'm gonna show a little bit, or show a lot of my woolly mammoth advent. Okay. So there was a Explore Knits and Fibers pre-order for the farmer's market. I almost said farmer's daughter. And oh, it got me good. And I'm actually very impressed with myself for the restraint that I showed. I'm looking at the one that I'm saving that one for last because it's my favorite. But I bought a few colors and they arrived this week. So the first one is Rooted. And I got this in Denali sock, so it's a superwash sock. Look how pretty. This might be sock. It might not be, but this is like carrots and beets and all kinds of root vegetables, and I just love it. Okay, then this one, oh, this one's so good. So this is also Denali sock and the Heirloom. Ah, it's so tomatoey red. I mean, it's like a blue leaning red, I think. I kind of see it that way. But then I also got the Tomato and the Surrey. And originally the plan was to put these two together, but I think this one's too light. And I don't really want to dilute this color. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. But, I mean, I could put it with this. But I think it's even lighter than that. So, but like, look how pretty these are. Like, this needs to be a hat. It's so pretty. So pretty. There's I don't remember the name of it. There's a vest pattern I saw recently that uses 3 colors, and so I could double strand this. Ooh. I could do these two as my contrast colors because I think I would have enough. I'd have just too much, or just a smidge too little. Bummer. But these two would also look kind of good with like a dark gray or something in there. Options. So those are fun, but I've been so excited about this color for a long time. I don't know what it's going to be, but it's going to be amazing, whatever it is. And it will probably be a cast on that I do in January or February. Like maybe this will be my birthday sweater this year. Okay, ready for it, guys? This is Beet Juice, and this is in Earthy DK, so this is the non-superwash base. I can't. So I got an entire sweaters quantity. There's more, but I don't feel like picking them up. But I got a whole bunch of this. Look how pretty it is. That's showing a little pink. It's a lot bluer. Oh, it's so pretty. And it's very soft. So I bought, so for my Marseille sweater, I had bought the yarn for that at the first flock, but in my panic did not buy enough. And they had a like leftover sale, and they had those colors on the Earthy sock, which was not the same base, and I bought it and it didn't quite match. It was close, but not quite. And it was just a different, like this yarn has more of a rustic feel. That yarn has a much more shiny, polished feel. But I liked it. I liked the base. And so when I was looking at the pictures for this color, oftentimes non-superwash colors or bases will look a little bit less vibrant. In the picture, all of them look vibrant. And so I thought, okay, if I could choose, I would prefer to have a sweater in non-superwash. And since the color is not suffering on this base, and it is not at all. Ah, it's so bright. It's so pretty. I can't wait to make something out of it. Any suggestions would be welcome. It's a DK. I've got 7 skeins of it, so I've got plenty. You know, there's always, honestly, I might just make a like Monday sweater or no frills or something like that. Like a simple, because I just feel like that color is so vibrant. It doesn't need a lot of extras to pop. I don't want to do cables. I don't want to do lace. I don't want to mix it with another color, so I don't want to do color work. I want it to be its own thing. And I kind of just, I mean, what I gravitate to are very simple sweaters. That's what I wear almost all the time. I have made countless Monday sweaters, no frill sweaters. I made like, I think I made 2 lentos. I want to make the Doppio sweater. That's the one I want to make. That's like the bulky weight where you mix a couple colors. What's kind of held me back is that I would need 2 skeins of each color for my size. And part of the joy of this is just using up your odd skein. So I might try to figure out a fade with that, but that's going to take some brain power. But it would go so fast, and I could make it a little bit cropped so I could wear it over dresses. That's been like itching my brain. And I need to make that happen next year. But okay. I hope you guys don't hear that squeaking every time I drink out of it. All right. So, oh, I didn't see that. I didn't even see that that was on there. I haven't looked at the bottom. Oh, cute. Okay, so this. I hear a stitch marker or something rattling around in here that I hadn't heard before, so I don't know what I'm hearing. Oh, it's a paper clip. Okay, so I don't have these in any kind of order. I have not opened day 12 yet. So I've opened 1 through 11. I've been opening at 1 on every odd day. They're not in order. So I don't, if you have not opened up your Woolly Mammoth Advent yet, look away. Okay. I'm just going to show them in random order, because they are making me so happy. Let's see, what was the first one? I think this was the first one. So this is Sleigh Bells. So pretty. And then I think this was the second one. No, this was the second one. Raindrops on Roses. Pretty. And then, I don't know, forget order. We're not going in order anymore. Silver White Winters, which was really similar to another one, but which is Cream Colored Ponies. Sorry, I don't have my readers on, and it's really small print, but you can see when they're next together. This is a lot warmer. This is a lot cooler. Then we have Bright Copper Kettles, which also like kind of looks similar to these, but when you put it next to it, it's definitely different. This one is Brown Paper Packages, and this one was dyed with walnut, which is so cool. Then Snowflakes That Stay, really pretty lavender color. It's kind of blowing out. There you go, you can kind of see it a little better now. I think, oh, these two would be so pretty together. She could make these normal colors. I would make a striped sweater with this brown and this lavender. Oh, okay. This was today's, I think. This is Warm Woolen Mittens. So pretty. And then, ooh, this one has variegation I didn't even see. This is Crisp Apple Strudel. Look at the, I love it. I love it. Then we have Wild Goose That Fly. So, and this one also has some variegation in it. You can kind of see, ooh, so pretty. And then the last one is Whiskers on Kittens. So let me just put them all in this box and you can kind of see them all. They're just so fun and colorful. And like, look at that. Look at all those fun colors. So I can't wait to see it. This one I'll open on Monday. And then I don't know when so I know the Crayabea has a pattern coming out in February, the Kintra, and it is a circular yoke that it's intended to use anywhere for, I think, from like 5 to 12 or 24 colors, but it kind of like stripes them in. I just think it looks really fun, and I think that would be a great use for these. And actually, I ordered more yarn from Emma, the Woolly Mammoth, to go with this. I think it'll work fine. I got the Natural Decay. I think, did I tell you guys about this last time? I feel like I did. My mom has many nicknames for me, but And these all came when I was a baby. And they're just kind of stuck. But one of them is Petunia Pig. If I haven't told you that, I was a really chubby baby. And I had a little sweater that had petunia flowers on it. And so that's where the Petunia Pig came from. And then my mom's a weirdo. The second nickname is Percy, but there's a longer name that goes with it. I am Percy the Hersey Gersey. My sister is Herman the Berman German. I'm telling you, my mom's a weirdo. But this color was Percy Pig, which I'm sure is like a reference to a character or something, but I saw it and I was like, well, that's meant to be. I need to buy that yarn. So it's a like pale peachy pink, and I think it would go good with these colors. So maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, maybe a gray would go better because these are gonna be so colorful. We'll see. I probably have plenty of yarn that I could use with it. Ooh, I could even use this. This could be kind of pretty. This is my bouquet of sharpened pencils. We'll see. That's all I have for today. I'm going to be taking a little bit of time away from the podcast for the Christmas break and New Year's. So it's probably going to be 2 weeks before I come back, maybe 3. We'll see. Definitely 2 weeks because I don't know. Yeah, I don't think I'll post the New Year's. I am also planning to do a recap of 2024 and go through almost all that I've knit. Probably not everything because that would be, I actually counted it up. I've knit like 37 items this year, which is wild. Some of it has been gifted, so I can't really go into that too much, but I think I've done this every year where I, especially with the sweaters at least, I go through every sweater I made and kind of talk about what I like about it, what I don't, and then kind of think about going forward into the next year, what kind of stuff I'm looking to make, what things I want to stay away from, not much. And one of my goals too for this year is to, how do I phrase this? For every, try to keep my whips under a slightly better control. That's hard because sometimes you just get cast-on-itis and you don't want to work on anything you have. Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means it's not the right moment for it. But I'd like to get through the year, or by the end of 2025, to have several projects, or have a lot less projects in the whip pile by the end of next year. Along with that, I think part of what I like about that right now is it's making me focus on the present, on what I have right now and what I'm working on right now, instead of buying yarn for future projects that I don't have time to make. Because the other thing I would really like to do next year is really intentionally work through some of this amazing yarn that I have that I love, and kind of almost not let myself buy new yarn until I've used up some of the yarn I have. So once I use some, then I can buy some. I don't know if that will actually stick. I like it in theory. But the other kind of goal I have is I have the top drawer of the dresser over there is full of socks and it's almost full. The goal was to fill it this year and I did not get there because I only knit 7 pairs of socks, which is still a lot, but it wasn't the 12 I was shooting for. So my goal next year, I think, is to finish filling that top drawer because I just think that would be so cool looking. Yeah, so we'll see if I can do that. But I hope you guys have a lovely holiday. Whatever you're doing with this time, whether you get time off, whether you're working. I'm sorry if you are, I've been there. But I hope, even if this is a really hard holiday for you, I hope you get to be around some people you love. You get to do things that bring you joy. I'm praying for peace for you if you're going through a really hard time. But I hope everybody gets a little bit of joy this Christmas or this holiday season, and that you get lots of time for knitting or crafting, whatever that may be. I've been itching to get my spinning wheel back out, so maybe first of the year I'll start spinning a little bit more. Today is winter solstice, which I'm so excited about because it means it's going to start getting lighter, and my seasonal depression, I don't really have seasonal depression, but I kind of feel like it sometimes. You know, it's going to stop getting dark as soon as I get home every day. I'm looking forward to that. To more daylight, more time outside. I'm starting to run again and question if I want to do another dopey challenge. So we'll see if I put myself through that again. Anyway, I hope you guys have a great couple weeks. I will see you back in the new year. And yeah, happy knitting. Have fun. See ya.